So hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture of computer aided process synthesis. So this is lecture number 5. In this lecture we will see chapter number 2, that is reactor design and reactor network synthesis. So what we are going to study in this chapter, that objective of this chapter is that to understand the types of reactor models in the simulator. So what are the types of reactor present in the simulator? Second one, what is attainable region? How to construct any attainable region? After that, how to design any reactor to sustain specified temperature required for the reaction, and how to increase the quality of the products. So these are the 4 types of reactor models. First one is stoichiometric model. Second one is chemical equilibrium model. Third one is CSTR model, and fourth one is PFR model. So what is a stoichiometric model? Now we will see about stoichiometric model. So in stoichiometric model, if we are designing this model for any reaction, so for that we are dealing with stoichiometric model, means we are forming a stoichiometric matrix. So this is, see here, this is stoichiometric matrix here, -2, -1, +1. But for that we should know stoichiometric equation. And for stoichiometric equation, we should know what reaction is involved in specific equipment. Suppose we are having any type of reactor. Okay, suppose we are having any reactor. So in that reactor, which reaction is taking place, we should know that. Then and then we can form stoichiometric equation, and after that we can form stoichiometric matrix. So I am taking example of manufacturing of methanol. So what is the chemical volatility for that? So chemical volatility order is H2 is greater than CO, and volatility of CO is greater than CH3OH. CH3OH is nothing but methanol. So we should know what type of reaction is there, and what is the reaction, what reaction is involved in the reactor, and which components are present, means which reactants and product are present in the specific reaction. Then and then we can find out what is the volatility order of the required component. So in this manufacturing of methanol, 3 components are present. First one is H2, second one is the CO, and third one is CH3OH. So in these 3 components, volatility is like this: H2, then CO, then CH3OH. And after that, we know that reaction involved is H2 plus CO, 2H2 plus CO, it gives CH3OH. After that, just form stoichiometric equation. Stoichiometric equation means I am just taking reactants on the right side, means CH3OH minus 2H2 minus CO is equal to 0. Okay, this is the equation. Means you have to take reactants on the other side, means LHS on the left side, and put equal to 0. So final equation will be like this: minus 2H2 minus CO plus CH3OH is equal to 0. So just observe what are the stoichiometry of this equation. Means coefficient of H2 is -2, coefficient of CO is -1, and coefficient of CH3OH is +1. That is equal to 0. And just form, after that, form stoichiometric matrix. That is nothing but stoichiometric matrix for this manufacturing reaction is -2, -1, +1. -2 is the coefficient of H2, that is hydrogen gas. After that, -1 is the coefficient of CO, carbon monoxide. After that, +1 is the coefficient of methanol, that is the CH3OH. And product of this reaction is, product is CH3OH, means we are manufacturing CH3OH. You can also form stoichiometric equation for other reaction as well. So try yourself other stoichiometric matrix or stoichiometric equation, how to form stoichiometric equation and how to form stoichiometric matrix for other reactions. So next model is chemical equilibrium model. So in this reaction, our motto is to form this equation, that is equation for chemical equilibrium constant. So how to form this? So I am considering reaction that is AA plus BB. It is a reversible order reaction. It gives CC, means plus DD, means A plus B, it gives C plus D. A plus B are the reactant and C plus D are the product. And what is small a? Small a is the coefficient of reactant A. B is the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant B. C is the stoichiometric coefficient of product C and small d is the stoichiometric coefficient of product D. So what we have to do here, so in this reaction we can say this reaction is in equilibrium condition. Means I can say rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of backward reaction. Then I can say this reaction is in equilibrium condition. So for specific feed condition and temperature and pressure, we can find out final product composition or we can find out chemical equilibrium constant by using this equation. So what is that equation? See here, from this reaction, chemical equilibrium constant can be found by the following equation. So this is the equation. This is very important. If question asked on this chemical equilibrium model, you have to write this equation and you have to specify all the what is the chemical equilibrium constant, what is the C. You have to write all these things. So see this carefully. So I am writing the equilibrium constant equation for above reaction. That is Kc is equal to C raised to C product concentration of product D raised to stoichiometric coefficient D. Similarly, concentration of component A is the reactant raised to A. A is nothing but your stoichiometric coefficient of reactant A. After that B. Here B is the concentration of reactant B and small b is the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant B. After that, what is the Kc? That is the equilibrium constant. What is the C? C shows that it is in the terms of concentration. Kc means equilibrium concentration. Equilibrium constant in terms of concentration. After that, this bracket, here the square bracket shows concentration in mole dm minus 3 raised to minus 3. This is a unit of concentration. After that, what is the B? So this index indicates, or these indices are the number in front of each substance in the chemical equation. In other words, I can see these are the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant and product. Means A and B are the stoichiometric coefficient of reactant A and B, and C and D are the stoichiometric coefficient of product C and D. And lastly, right hand side of the equilibrium equation on the top, this equation, right hand side of the equation on top, left hand side on the equation of the bottom. Means we have written here concentration of C and D. This is nothing but right hand side of this equilibrium reaction, and in the bottom we have written the composition and stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant side, that is the left side of the reaction. So this is how this reaction is represented in the equilibrium constant. So you have to write this equation, you have to write specific reaction and this equilibrium constant equation in your exam if question based on the chemical equilibrium model. Now next one, PFR model. So in this topic, important points are, you have to write in exam, see here, compositions of fluid gradually changes from higher concentration to the lower concentration according to the length of the reactor. Okay, means compositions always gradually changes from higher concentration to the lower concentration. But how? Not according to time, according to length of the reactor. After that, all fluid elements have same residence time. So in PFR model, all fluid elements, whatever we are dealing with fluid, all fluid elements having same residence time. In other important points regarding PFR model, there are no temperature and composition gradient in radial direction. There are two directions, one is the axial direction and after that second one is the radial direction. So there is no temperature and composition gradient in radial direction, and in axial direction there is a temperature and composition gradient, but in axial direction there is a temperature and composition gradient, but heat transfer and mass transfer are negligible. So this is all important points regarding PFR model. Now we will see next model, that is CSTR model. So it is assumed that contents in a CSTR are perfectly mixed. Means content in CSTR are completely mixed, but in PFR that is not assumption, means contents are not perfectly mixed. But in CSTR model, contents are perfectly mixed. Means while designing, if there is any property or there is any requirement in any industry that content should be perfectly mixed, then which type of reactor we will prefer, that is the CSTR over PFR, not a PFR. You will select CSTR. After that, composition and temperature are assumed to be uniform throughout the reactor volume. Here, temperature and composition are uniform in the nature throughout the reactor volume. But in PFR, this is not assumption or any condition. So for temperature and composition gradient, also we will prefer CSTR over the PFR. Last point is, in a CSTR model, the fluid element do not have same residence time. But in PFR, we have seen that residence time is the same for all fluid element. But in CSTR model, there is no exact same residence time for all the fluid elements. So this is all about CSTR model. There can be question for 7 marks. You have to explain all 4 models. You have to write important points regarding all these 4 models. So I have covered all important points in this PPT. That about stoichiometric model, you should know what are the components present. After that, you should know what reaction is involved. After that, how to form stoichiometric equation. And after that, what is a stoichiometric matrix? How to form stoichiometric matrix. After that, what is a chemical equilibrium model? How to form any chemical equilibrium constant equation? What is the significance of that equation? And what is the requirement for that equation? What is the requirement? We should know. We should have equilibrium reaction. That is a reversible reaction. Means forward rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of backward reaction. After that, we have seen PFR model and CSTR model. I explain you what is a PFR model, what are the important points. So these are the important points. And in CSTR model, these are the important points. Means here assumption is that contents are perfectly mixed. In which reactor? In CSTR model. And composition temperature are uniform in the nature throughout the volume. But in PFR, that is not requirement. Or that is not a condition. And one major difference, in PFR model, residence time is the same for all fluid element. But in CSTR model, that is not condition. That is not a necessity. That's why here fluid elements do not have same residence time. So this is all about today's lecture. Next lecture, we will see next topic of the second unit. Thank you very much.